Your parties are the hottest ticket around.
For decades, Diddy has sat at the helm of hip-hop's empire. Now, Diddy finds himself at the center of an explosive legal storm, a high-profile trial riddled with events that become more and more shocking by the moment. Is this a long overdue reckoning, or was it all just a distraction, and Sean Diddy Combs will again walk free? Well, based on the events of today's verdicts, it may be the latter that will ring true. Today, July 2nd, 2025, the verdict lands in the high-profile trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. He has been acquitted of the most serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering, but convicted on 2 counts of transportation for prostitution. What this means, how he and his legal team reacted, and what comes next. Let's break it all down. Diddy has been on trial in Manhattan since May 5th, 2025, facing 5 federal charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, transportation to engage in prostitution, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion involving his ex-girlfriend of 10 years, Cassie Ventura, and lastly, transportation to engage in prostitution. After a 7-week trial and 3 days of deliberations, the jury delivered a split verdict on July 2nd, 2025. He was found not guilty for count 1, racketeering conspiracy, which had the risk of a life sentence. Not guilty for count 2, sex trafficking involving his ex, Miss Cassie Ventura. Not guilty on count 4 for sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
However, he was found guilty for 2 counts of transporting for prostitution, which could each carry a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. As the verdict was read, Diddy's reaction ranged from subdued relief to visible emotion. He pumped his fist, knelt to pray, and mouthed, "Thank you." His family erupted in applause. But outside the courtroom, tensions ran high. Supporters and critics clashed based on the clearly controversial outcome. Racketeering conspiracy charges target entire criminal enterprises. Therefore, avoiding that was a major win for Diddy. However, what is suspicious about this case is exactly that the focus was on Sean Diddy Combs and not the obvious fact that an enterprise, or at least a group of people that helped to support and work with Diddy, had to have been behind these actions and allegations and allow for the alleged criminal events to successfully transpire. The prostitution counts stem from the Manhattan Act, transporting individuals for sexual purposes across state lines, which he was indeed convicted on.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you
it's right
scrambling
here,
and
it's right
scraping
here.
for shit.
No, I got
I
no.
like
Diddy now faces sentencing at a later date with the maximum possible term of 20 years, 10 years per count. Prosecutors are asking for around 5 years. The defense is pushing for bail pending sentencing and a more lenient outcome. At this point, Diddy still remains in custody, with bail arguments scheduled for later today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Women's rights groups like Ultraviolet called the verdict a stain on the justice system and voiced outrage at acquittals on the trafficking charges. On the flip side, there are some voices in the hip-hop community, such as Boosie and 50 Cent, who are calling today a win for Diddy. So that's the verdict, a major legal win on the big charges, but Diddy now faces real prison time on the prostitution convictions. His legal team vows to appeal, and the next few weeks are critical. Sentencing and bail are next. So, although Sean Diddy Combs was acquitted on the most serious charges against him, he can still face up to 20 years in prison. Now, do we really believe that will happen? Well, if we base it on the events that have already transpired, I would say not likely. But what do you think will happen? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's your take on today's verdict? Thanks for watching, and stay tuned and subscribe for updates. Peace.